Rain fell in strange patterns that morning, as if the forest itself was whispering a warning. Leaves trembled under unseen pressure, and even the usual bird songs seemed muted, replaced by an uneasy stillness. Something was about to break the calm. Have you ever wondered how animals sense danger before humans do? Or why certain moments feel heavier, as if the air itself is charged? The answer lies in instinct and awareness that we often ignore, yet it guides survival in the wild. The gorilla family moved cautiously, ears twitching, eyes scanning the dense trees. A distant rumble of thunder echoed through the canopy, sending shivers down the observer's spine. Even the wind seemed to hesitate, bending branches as if testing their strength. The leader, a massive silverback, stopped mid-step. His gaze pierced the darkening sky, muscles tense under wet fur. The smaller gorillas huddled near him, sensing his alertness, the bond between them unspoken but fiercely protective. Lightning cracked across the sky, illuminating the forest in jagged bursts. The silverback stepped closer to the young ones, adjusting their positions under the protective shadow of his frame. Rain began to hammer the leaves, turning paths into slippery streams. The human observer froze, heart pounding. Could one animal truly comprehend the looming danger so clearly? And would courage be enough to protect a family from the forces of nature? The gorilla's next actions began to answer that question. Thunder rolled closer, shaking loose branches and sending debris tumbling. The silverback moved deliberately, positioning himself as a living shield, guiding the youngest through shallow streams and fallen logs with careful, commanding gestures. As the first true gusts of the storm hit, the observer realized the depth of instinct and bravery in front of him. The forest had transformed into a battlefield, yet the gorilla's focus never wavered. Every movement a testament to courage, love, and the struggle to survive. The silverback's eyes never wavered from the storm-lashed forest. Every twitch of a branch, every crack of thunder signaled danger. His body shifted instinctively, guiding the young gorillas to higher ground, away from slick mud and rushing water. Small hands clung to his fur, trusting his decisions without question. The human observer watched, heart pounding, as instinct overrode fear in the massive creature. Protection was not a choice. It was a duty embedded in every muscle. Rain pelted down in sheets, yet the silverback moved with fluid precision. He positioned himself between the strongest gusts and the group, leaning against trees for support, while silently communicating reassurance through low grunts. A young gorilla slipped on a wet root, eyes wide with fear. The silverback swooped forward, catching the child before it hit the ground. The observer's breath caught. Instinct had saved the little one, yet the danger was far from over. Branches snapped under the storm's fury, forcing the leader to constantly adapt. His keen awareness of every movement and sound dictated the path, calculating risk and safety simultaneously, guiding the family through the chaos. Each step was deliberate. The silverback's protective instinct created a rhythm, a flow that moved the young ones through the forest's fury. The observer felt a strange mix of awe and disbelief, witnessing pure courage in action. Lightning illuminated the group in stark clarity, revealing the silverback's unyielding stance. His eyes reflected resolve, not panic. Every young gorilla was tucked under his gaze, shielded by the weight of his body and the force of his presence. As the storm grew fiercer, the silverback's instinct sharpened. There was no hesitation, no doubt, only an unwavering drive to protect, to survive. The observer realized that nature had forged a guardian capable of facing the wild's wrath without faltering. The storm intensified, whipping the forest into chaos. Trees groaned under the wind's force, and branches snapped like twigs. The silverback pressed forward, muscles straining against the elements, every step calculated to protect his family from the relentless onslaught of nature. Water surged along the paths, turning them into treacherous streams. The silverback's sharp eyes scanned for hidden dangers beneath the muddy torrents. With each leap over a rushing current, he ensured the young gorillas followed safely, never allowing a gap in their line. Lightning struck nearby, igniting a small tree that toppled toward their path. The silverback lunged, blocking the falling timber with his massive frame, absorbing the impact. The young ones clung tighter, their tiny bodies shaking, yet trusting completely in his instinctive defense. Rain battered them sideways, and gusts threatened to knock them off balance. The silverback adjusted continuously, leaning against trees, gripping roots, creating a living barrier against the chaos. Each move was precise, choreographed by an instinct older than the storm itself. A torrent swept past, and a young gorilla squealed in terror, nearly losing footing. In a flash, the silverback caught it mid-fall, pivoting to shield another child behind him. The observer's heart raced, understanding that courage alone was not enough. Only skill and instinct could survive this fury. Branches lashed out, mudslides blocked paths, and water roared like a beast. Still, the silverback moved forward, guiding the family through every obstacle. Each calculated step, each protective gesture, was a demonstration of the delicate balance between instinct and raw strength in the face of relentless danger. The storm's violence seemed unending, yet the silverback never paused. His eyes, fierce and unwavering, tracked every movement of his young. The forest around them had become an arena of survival, and he was both leader and shield. Every heartbeat synchronized with the pulse of the storm. As they pressed onward, battered but intact, the observer realized the depth of the conflict. Nature could destroy without conscience, yet the silverback's resolve, guided by instinct and love, carved a path through the chaos. Each step was a triumph, a testament to courage that humans could scarcely comprehend. Amid the chaos of the storm, a sudden sound pierced the air, a frightened cry unfamiliar to the silverback. His head snapped toward the noise, muscles coiled, instincts sharpening. Through sheets of rain he spotted a small creature struggling in the mud, vulnerable and terrified. The young gorillas instinctively huddled closer to their protector, sensing the change in tension. The silverback advanced slowly, eyes fixed, every movement measured. He could sense fear, but also the silent plea for help, and his instincts drove him forward without hesitation. It was a young chimpanzee caught in the relentless flow of water and mud. Its tiny hands clawed at the slick earth, panicked. The silverback approached, using his massive body to shield it from the worst of the storm, positioning himself between danger and the trembling animal. The observer could barely move, heart pounding. Would the silverback risk his own family to save another? His next actions answered silently as he nudged the chimp toward a safer path, his movements precise, yet protective of his own young still clinging to his sides. Branches threatened from above, water surged unpredictably, yet the silverback remained steady. He adjusted constantly, every step calculated, forming a living corridor for the chimp to follow. The forest had become a maze of peril, and only his experience and instinct could guide them. The young chimp hesitated, slipping slightly, but the silverback's massive hand swooped down, steadying it instantly. The observer's breath caught in awe. Instinct, courage, and sheer strength merged as the gorilla navigated every threat, balancing protection for all in a storm that showed no mercy. Lightning illuminated the scene, revealing the silverback's unwavering focus. His eyes scanned constantly, never leaving his own young nor the rescued chimp. Each heartbeat, each motion, was a negotiation with nature's fury, a dance of survival and protection amid unrelenting chaos. As the rain began to ease slightly, the silverback led both families to a small natural shelter, leaves heavy with water above them. Mud clung to fur, breath was ragged, yet every member was safe. The observer felt an overwhelming respect, courage, and instinct had forged an unbreakable bond in the storm. The storm finally began to retreat, leaving the forest soaked and heavy with fallen leaves and mud. The silverback stood over his young, chest heaving, eyes scanning the surroundings one last time. Relief washed over him, but vigilance lingered in every muscle. The rescued chimp nestled close, trembling but safe, and the young gorillas imitated the calm, sensing their leader's strength. Nature had tested them, yet the silverback's courage had carved a path through chaos that ensured their survival. The observer remained rooted, eyes wide, heart still pounding. He realized that what he had witnessed was not just bravery, but an intricate web of instinct, intelligence, and empathy, all intertwined in a creature whose world had been defined by survival. Every flash of lightning, every roar of the wind replayed in his mind, reminding him how small humans could feel in comparison to the raw force and wisdom of the wild. The silverback had acted with purpose, not thought, yet achieved what no human strategy could guarantee. Mud-covered leaves clung to fur, and water dripped from branches, yet the silverback moved gently, nudging each young one to ensure they were unharmed. His eyes met the chimp's briefly, a silent acknowledgment of shared survival, bridging two species in a moment of trust. The observer's hand shook as he lifted his camera, though the images could never capture the full weight of what he had seen. Strength, love, protection, and instinct had fused into actions that defined the forest, showing a level of courage that transcended understanding. As the sun began to pierce through lingering clouds, the silverback guided the group to a higher ridge, safe from remaining water and debris. The young clung to him, moving with confidence born of trust. The forest seemed calmer, yet the memory of the storm's fury lingered. The observer finally lowered his camera, heart full of awe and reflection. In the wild, leadership and protection are woven into survival. Courage is silent yet undeniable, and instinct can create miracles that no human planning could ever replicate. If witnessing the silverback's courage moved you, make sure to join our journey through the wild. Hit subscribe and never miss another incredible story of nature's heroes.